Hey, what's up? Lightboltjoe here. Today we are going to discuss book 46 in R.L. Stine's Goosebumps original series, How to Kill a Monster. This came out July 96? August 96. Summer of 96, right? All about the monsters, August of 96. So this monster has moss all over his body. He's got reptilian face and a snaky tongue and these hairy monster legs. And so, like, moss on the paws, like, I'm fine. This is a good cover for the description. So the book is 112 pages long, very quick, very exciting, and then the ending is just cheesy. So, like, it's a great build-up, and then you're like, okay, like, it's not my favorite. I would have wanted it to be in my top 10, but it's still a good, you know, quick kind of story. I was going to say film. It's not a film, it's a book. So two main characters, Gretchen and her stepbrother, Clark. They're being dumped at their grandparents' house, which is really a castle in the middle of a swamp in Georgia, because their parents have to go to some work emergency thing in Atlanta. Grandparents are weird, and they smell funny, and, like, you know, they live in this gigantic 3-story castle with no windows. There's a window on each floor, and then there's only windows in the doors. That's it. So they are trying to figure out what to do. There's no phone, there's no TV, nothing. So they have books, and then they have the outside to kind of explore, but they're told not to explore the swamp, even though there's nothing really aside from the swamp. Things. So they're helping Grandma bake rhubarb pie, and they're helping, you know, Grandpa build a shed. Well, it's alluded to. That doesn't actually happen. But then there's a locked room on the 3rd floor that they're specifically told while they're exploring, don't go there, don't open it. So there's a key in the door, and then eventually the grandparents, you know, leave the house, and the two siblings are then playing a game of hide and seek, and it's a massive property, so you're going to get lost for a long time. Gretchen thinks that Clark is behind the door that's locked, and she opens it, and it turns out there's this big, giant, scary monster eating a stack of blueberry pancakes, obviously. So the exploration is done, and then the adventure of survival continues, because all the doors are now bolted from the outside, the windows are nailed shut, and there's 2 letters on the fridge from the grandparents stating that a monster took over their house and they trapped him in the room, and then, like, you know, good luck. And it was just, they're going to town to get help, but, like, awful grandparenting if you're going to leave the grandchildren with the potential monster, with the monster who's potentially going to eat them. So then the story progresses. They battle the monster through the different levels of the house. They trick him to fall down a rotted staircase, thinking he's dead. He's not dead. They trick him into eating a rat poison and, you know, turpentine-filled rhubarb pie. He eats it. He dies, but he doesn't die because he comes back to life. And then he traps them in this, like, it's described as a mudroom, like in between the kitchen and another outdoor where, like, there's shed. It's like an attached shed, if that makes any sense, because there's, like, tools and shovels and stuff to get, you know, to then go outside. And that door's locked as well. Then the monster traps them, and he licks Gretchen's arm, and he says, you're human? And then they're like, wait, you talk? And he's like, yeah, I'm allergic to humans. And then he drops dead. So then it's a matter of, that was the quick ending. And then they read the second letter, because there's 2 letters on the fridge. And the second letter from the grandparents is, if you do escape, stay on the road, don't go in the swamp, because the monster's brothers and sisters are out there whistling and, you know, mad that we trapped him, and they're going to take revenge, you know, if they see you. And the kids are in the swamp by the time that they escape the house, and they're reading the second letter. And then they hear the whistling, and then that's it. So, couple of little plot flaws, obviously. If the monster's strong enough to break this piano and break this, why didn't he break the door down? If the siblings were strong enough, as the same amount of strength as the monster, why didn't they break into the house to save the brother? Little tiny things like that. But the ending of, you're human, I'm allergic to human, I laughed at the page, and I was like, this was such a good build-up of fear, and I was reading it quick, and I was there, and then, like, you're human, I'm allergic to humans. I had a good laugh. It was funny. It was a good funny kind of I was going to say film again. This isn't a film. This is a book. Book 46 in R.L. Stine's Goosebumps original series, How to Kill a Monster. On to the next review. Mucho mahalo.